Hi friends. Hi friends, I'm Olivia Smith. Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel where I share the latest global news every day. You can also read more news on TimeGlitter.com. You can find all the links in the video description below. Friends, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, share with others, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, let's jump into today's news headline. Trump soundly defeats Nikki Haley in South Carolina Republican primary. News details. Donald Trump won against Nikki Haley in her home state of South Carolina. This is a big loss for Haley and makes it even harder for her to become the nominee. The Associated Press said Trump won South Carolina as soon as voting ended at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This shows he won by a lot in Haley's state. Trump got about 60% of the votes, while Haley got around 40%. In South Carolina, voters often pick the person who eventually becomes the party's nominee. Trump is doing well and might win the Republican nomination even before the summer convention in Milwaukee. Trump thanked his supporters at a party in Columbia. He said the Republican Party is very united now. He called it a great evening and thanked everyone. Trump has been winning in the early voting states like Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada. Now, defeating Haley in her own state adds another big blow to her chances of winning. This makes it even harder for her to become the nominee. Haley, speaking to her supporters in Charleston, said she won't give up despite losing 4 times in a row. She believes Trump won't be able to beat Joe Biden in the main election. She said, "Today, South Carolina showed how frustrated it is with the direction of our country. I've seen this frustration all over the country, and I feel it deeply. Earlier this week, I promised to keep running for president no matter what happens in South Carolina. I keep my promises." Haley's campaign said they're spending a lot of money on ads on TV and online before Super Tuesday on March 5th. On Sunday, she will have a rally in Michigan, which votes on February 27th, before traveling across the country to other Super Tuesday states. Trump and his supporters are annoyed that Haley won't give up. They say she has no chance of winning and is only staying in the race because of rich donors. They compare her to David fighting Goliath, suggesting she's fighting a battle she can't win. Stephen Chung, a spokesperson for Trump's campaign, said on Saturday before the polls closed, Haley's campaign is now all about opposing Trump, and she's supporting Joe Biden. The primary is over tonight, and we need to focus on the main election. But Haley's supporters appreciate her staying in the race. They see her as a glimpse into the future of the Republican Party. Some think she might run for president in the future, or she could be a backup if Trump can't continue as the nominee. Trump is facing 91 serious charges, along with high legal costs and big fines. He's using money from his campaign to help cover these expenses. Haley tells voters at her events that it's unusual for a candidate to spend more time dealing with legal issues than campaigning, or to ask donors to pay for their legal troubles. However, Trump's legal problems, which come from his attempts to change the result of the 2020 election and his involvement in the January 6th attack on the Capitol, have actually made his supporters more loyal. Lately, Trump's campaign has started focusing on the general election against Biden. Biden doesn't have a serious opponent in the primary, so Trump's team is working hard to take control of the Republican National Committee. The committee is supposed to stay neutral during the primary, but Trump's team wants to control it. Trump started his day in Washington, where he gave a serious speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC. Then he went back to South Carolina for an election night party in Columbia, the state's capital. Haley voted earlier in the day on Kiowa Island, where she lives. Later, her tour bus traveled to Charleston for another party with her supporters. Haley sees her running in the election as a duty to democracy. She said, "In the next 10 days, 21 more states and territories will vote. They deserve a real choice, not just one candidate like in a Soviet-style election. And I'm committed to giving them that choice." While Haley plans to keep going in the primary, Trump is already thinking about the main election. He told his supporters in Columbia that he expects to win big in Michigan, which votes next Tuesday. "Michigan is next. We're going to do really well there. And then we have Super Tuesday," Trump said. "South Carolina, thank you all. Go home, get some rest. We have a lot of work ahead of us." Joe Biden also commented on Saturday night when the results from South Carolina were final. He said in a statement, "In 2020, I ran for president because America's very soul was in danger. Last night in South Carolina, Donald Trump made shameful, racist comments that fuel hatred and division, which is the worst of us. We all need to do more to move towards a better union, but Trump wants wants to take us backward, he continued. Despite the threat Trump poses, I want to say again to the American people, I've never been more hopeful about what we can achieve together. Because I know that America stands for democracy, fights for personal freedoms, and builds an economy that gives everyone a fair chance. To Republicans, Democrats, and independents who share our nation's core values, join us. Let's keep moving forward. Don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, share with others, and subscribe